Hey everyone and welcome to the club. Today I'm going to be showing you how to draw Belch and Barf from How to Train Your Dragon. Now because this is a two-headed dragon, we're going to get started with the head on the left side. So let's start with the eyes. Starting on the left, we're going to draw a circle. Starting from the very top, we're going to work our way around to the bottom, and then back up to the top. Now I'm going to leave a gap in the center and draw the same thing on the right. So let's line up the top of the eye, curve down to the same height, and then back up towards the top. Now I'm going to curve the upper eyelid coming down towards the inside. So we start on the top left, curve in, and then down. Line this up on the right side, curve up, and then out. Let's tuck the pupils in underneath the eyelid. So on the left side, we're going to draw a half oval, curving down, and then back up. Then we'll do the same thing on the right side. Let's go in and fill the pupils in black. Now we're going to draw that horn in the center of the face. So starting on the inside edge of the left eye, I'm going to curve down and in towards the center. And we'll curve up and out towards the right side. Now from that same point, we're going to go straight up and curve in towards the tip of the spike. Starting on the left, we're going to go up. Now we're going to bend that in. Go to the right side, curve up, then up towards the top point. Let's add two small ovals on either side for the nostril. So we're going to start on the left side, we're going to draw a long oval. Do the same thing on the right side. And then we're going to fill those in black. Now let's separate out the tip of the horn. So starting on the left, we're going to curve down and then back up. Now we're going to draw the top of the head in behind the eyes and the horn. So we're going to start on the top of the left eye, curve up and in, and then we'll continue over on the right side. Let's add two curved horns on either side of the head. Starting on the left, curve out and then up. Go to the right side and curve in the opposite direction towards the same height. Now we're just going to taper that back down in behind the head. Now we're going to move down and draw on the top edge of the mouth. Starting at the bottom of the left eye, I'm going to curve down and in. Now I'm going to turn in towards the center point in the opposite direction, curving down. Let's work our way over towards the right. Start by curving up and then out. And then we'll curve that up underneath the eye on the right. We're going to add a wrinkle on the inside edge of the eye. Starting from the left, we're going to curve down and then out. Do the same thing on the right side. Now let's draw on the lower jaw. Starting from the left side at the corner of the mouth, I'm going to draw a half circle, curving down. I'm just going to pull that back up on the right side. Now we're going to draw on the outside of the jaw. From that top point, we're going to step out, and again, drawing that same curve. We're going to go a little bit lower in the middle, and then we'll go back up on the right side. Let's add a row of teeth along the top of the mouth. On the left side, we draw a small V. Do the same thing on the right. Now we're going to leave a gap and do the same thing. We're going to go all the way out towards the corner of the mouth. Let's do the same thing on the right side. Now we're going to add the curve of the tongue. Starting on the left, we're going to curve up the middle, just underneath that point, and then back down on the right side. Now we're going to step in and draw two curved fangs. Starting on the left, we're going to curve up and in, and then we'll taper that back down. Let's do the same thing on the right side. Curving up and in, and then taper that back down. Let's add a few more teeth along the bottom. Starting on the left, we go up and down like an upside down V. And we're just going to work our way across towards the right. Now we're going to fill the inside of the mouth in black. Okay, so now that we completed that head, we're gonna move over towards the right and draw another head. So we're gonna line up the eyes. So right here, we're gonna draw another circle. So lining up the top, drawing that same size circle. Now we're gonna leave another gap and draw the same thing on the right. So lining this up. Now let's draw the eyelid. Starting from the left side of the eye, we're gonna curve across and then down on the inside. Line this up on the right and do the same thing. Now we're gonna pull up the lower eyelid. Starting from back on the left side, we're gonna curve down and then up on the inside. And then we'll tuck the pupils in underneath the eyelid. Starting on the left, we're gonna draw a half oval, coming down towards the bottom and then back up. Do the same thing on the right side. And then again, we're gonna fill those in black. Now we're gonna do the same thing we did on the left side and draw on that horn. Starting from the inside of the left eye, curve down and in towards the middle, then out and up towards the right. Now we're gonna go straight up and up towards the tip of the horn. Let's add those two ovals for the nostril. One on the left and the right. I'm gonna fill those in black. Now I want to draw that seam for the horn. Starting on the left side, we're going to curve down and then up. Let's draw on the back of the head. Starting from the top of the left eye, we're going to curve up and then in, and then continue down on the right side. Let's add those two horns on either side. Starting on the left, we'll curve out and then up. And we'll trace this out on the outside, just tapering this all the way down towards the head. Now we're going to move down and draw on the top edge of the mouth. Starting underneath the eye on the left, we're going to curve down and in. Now I just want to pull that down towards the center point. And we'll work our way over towards the right, doing the same thing, curving up and out, and then blend into a curve going up underneath the eye. Now we're going to have this mouth closed, so we're going to draw a large chin. So from the top of the mouth, we're going to step out, draw a large half circle, going around, down towards the bottom, and then back up on the right side. Now we're going to add two fangs on either side of the mouth pointing upwards. Starting on the left, we're going to draw an upside down V, step out, draw that again. We'll do the same thing on the right side. Let's add a couple spots on the lower jaw. Starting on the left, we're going to add a small circle, step down, draw a slightly larger one. Now up here on the right, we're going to draw another circle and then draw a tiny one just below it. Now we're going to add that wrinkle on the inside edge of the eye. Starting from the left, we're just going to curve down and out on both sides. Now it's time to connect the heads to the body. On the left side, on the inside edge of the chin, I'm going to curve down and then in towards the center point. Now I'm going to work my way back up towards the right, underneath the head. Now I'm going to move out and draw on the outside of the neck. On the left, we're going to step out and we're going to taper this so it gets a little bit thicker as we come down towards the body. Curve down and then in. Let's add some spines along the neck. Starting on the left, we're going to draw a half circle. Step down, we'll draw that again. Do the same thing over on the right side. Now from the base of the neck, we're going to draw the side of the body coming down towards the leg. So from the left side, we're going to step up, curve out, and then all the way down towards the bottom of the foot. Do the same thing on the right side. Let's round out the bottom of the feet. Starting from the left, we're going to curve down, and then back up. Now from the inside of the leg, we're just going to curve up and out. Stop right about there. Now from the inside of the leg, we're going to step down, do an overlap, curve up, and then out towards the side of the body. Now in between the legs, we're going to draw a curve for the lower part of the body. starting right here, we're gonna curve down and then back up on the right side. We're gonna add some wrinkles across the lower part of the body. From left to right, we're gonna draw a curve, going down and then up. And we're gonna step up and draw a slightly shorter curve. Now we're gonna add some toes along the foot. Starting from the outside, we're gonna draw a half oval, going up and then down. And then from the inside, we're gonna do the same thing, going up and down. Now in between, we draw another half oval. Let's fill those in black. Now we're gonna do the same thing on the right side. Now we're gonna see a little bit of the hind leg in the back here. So on the left side, we're gonna curve in and down. Do the same thing on the right side. Then we'll curve down and out in behind the front leg. Let's add a couple toes. From the inside corner, curve up and then down. And we're gonna fill those toes in black. Now we're gonna move back up and draw on the wings. Starting right where the neck meets the body, curve out and then up towards the top edge of the wing. And then from the top, we're gonna curve out and then down towards the tip of the wing. Now I just want to thicken up the ridge of the wing. Starting from that top point, I'm going to taper this down and then in behind the body. Do that on both sides. And at the top point, we're going to add a hook. Starting up here, we're going to go straight up and hook that in. Now I'm going to go back to the left side and add the bones of the wing. Starting from this point, I want to curve out and then down. Now I'm going to go back up to the top and curve down towards the leg. I'm going to leave a little bit of space on the inside. Let's do the same thing on the right. Curving out and then down. Go back to the top. We're going to curve down and in towards the leg. And now we're going to connect these 2 points with a curve going up and then back down like a half circle. We'll connect these 2 points. And then from this point, we're just going to curve up and in towards the top ridge of the wing. Let's do the same thing on the right. Now let's move over to the left side and draw on the tail. So we start on the side of the leg, curve down and up. I just want to wrap around the tail. We're going to blend to curve coming back down. Now this is a two-sided tail, so we're going to start back at the tip. We're going to taper this up and then down. Now let's draw on the second tip. Curve out and then back in. Now again, we're going to taper this, going up to right about there. Now I'm just going to follow that curve of the tail going in behind the leg. Let's add some spines along the top of the tail. Starting up here, we're going to draw a half circle, step in, and we're going to repeat this all the way in towards the body. And finally, we're just going to add the tip of the tail. Starting up here, we're going to curve out and then down towards a point. Go back to the top, we're going to curve in the opposite direction and then down towards that point. Let's do the same thing on this side. We're going to angle this down and in, curving around and down towards the tip. Go back to the top, curve in the opposite direction. And that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's Belch and Barf from How to Train Your Dragon. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you subscribe and send me your requests in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.